Hey, what's up, guys? So, I'm doing a commercial. I'm like a zombie for a mobile game called Last Empire LEWZ. And I'm the zombie in the trailer that gets squished with a giant finger from the sky. And that's because in the game you can squish zombies like, just basically smashing them with your finger, which is pretty cool. I really enjoy the game. I'm getting pretty far in it. Also, I've started an alliance. It's called the ZGV Army. And I need people in my alliance, because that's the only way that I'm going to kick ass at this game. And I'll help you guys kick ass too. The slogan for this game is "Together We Survive," and that's exactly what we're trying to do here on Zombie Go Boom. With you guys and us, together we can survive anything, and that's really how you would survive the zombie apocalypse. You have strength in numbers. So if you want to check out the game, which is free to download, click in the link in the description below and join my alliance, because I need people in my alliance, because I want to kick undead ass, and I want you guys to help me do that. I can't talk because I have all these appliances on. I'll do my best. And my teeth are popping out. Let me put them back in. Can't talk. I feel like I had headgear, like I've been listening to too many Britney Spears records. Okay, they're popped back in. My teeth are popping out again. Back in. So, I've played a zombie a couple of times before, usually wearing the CFX mask that you guys have seen, or doing some other kind of high-def zombies with just makeup and gelatin. But this is the first time I've ever had a ton of appliances on my face, including these sort of dentures. So these aren't my actual teeth, obviously. And basically they go in front of my mouth. I look Canadian, like from South Park, Hey, what? It's hard to talk though. And that essentially makes it look like my lips have been ripped to fart. It makes it really hard to talk and really hard to eat, but I think it looks pretty freaking awesome. And I've been having a lot of fun shooting here. It's a really neat production. There are a lot of people. They've been treating me very, very well. And I'm really excited for you guys to see the final products.
Rated T for Teen.
Let's rock.
The dead have taken over our world. But in these dark days, we find strength in each other. Together we stand. Together we fight. Together, we survive. Shake your phone when playing this holiday season to win LEWZ Loot Shake rewards.
Zombies, the bloodthirsty undead. When they arrive, will you survive? Using scientifically accurate zombie analogs, we put your favorite weapons objects, and mods to the test in order to separate fact from zombie fiction. Zombie Go Boom. Kick on dead ass.
Hey, what's up, survivors? Welcome to another mind-blowing episode from Zombie Go Boom. I'm Chuck Murray.
I'm Charles Foltz.
And today we have a very special episode for you. That's right, modified weapon versus modified weapon based on the mobile game Last Empire War Z, which you can download in the link in the description. Special thanks to them. Without them, we wouldn't be able to make this awesome episode. First weapon we're going to talk about is this modified wrench. Now, we didn't make these modifications. Gear did, and you can see more of that in the description. We're going to be concentrating on the spiked baseball bat. What you will need is a baseball bat, a drill bit, 3/8 of an inch, a drill, some 6-inch nails, also 3/8 of an inch in diameter, and some 5-minute epoxy. Are you ready to make this happen?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So this versus this. Let's get started. Yeah! All right, modified wrench versus spiked baseball bat. Let us know what you think will win on the poll right there. I'm going to start with the wrench, vertical downward strike. Charles will do the same afterwards on the other side of the head, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready, baby. So we started shooting this episode in sunny Los Angeles, but now that we're actually getting to the weapons testing, it's cold in Arkansas. Very, very cold. I felt a lot of vibration on my hand. Part of it is due to the fact that it's freezing out here, but I did get that vibration. It probably would have been worse had that weapon not been wrapped with paracord. Now let's see what happened. Got through the skin and through some of the flesh, but this Ivan took that hit like a champ. I can feel a crack. You know, so just a fracture on the parietal bone, but maybe not a kill unless there was a lot of brain damage from the movement in the inside of the cranial cavity of the brain. Let's see what Charles can do. See that? Devastating. Now, this one did get pushed back. We used the epoxy here so that this wouldn't happen, but the epoxy doesn't even seem to be strong enough. Pretty much what you think happened. One of the spikes went straight into the cranial cavity, and that's a kill. So far, the bat got a one-hit kill. The wrench did not. Upon further inspection, the spike or the nail actually only went into the cranial cavity by about an inch, and then this spike right here and the fact that it failed seemed to have slowed down the momentum of this one from getting deeper into the cranial cavity. Still probably a kill, but something to pay attention to. Now for this strike, I'm going to be doing the same thing, vertical downward strike, but I'm actually going to be putting both of my hands on it. Again, it's super cold and the weapon vibrates a lot, so I got most of it on my left hand, the one that was holding the pommel here. I'm gonna have to wear gloves. I know, I'm a pansy, right? I know a lot of people are gonna write that. You do this in the freezing cold. Jeez, that hurt. You wanna see what happened to the head?
Yeah, I just watched it. It's pretty cool.
We've cracked the living crap out of the skull, as you can see. There's a crack going all the way across the parietal bone. There's an even bigger crack going around it. There's blood coming out. It's actually, the crack is even going almost to the frontal bone right there. And the blood means that we did penetrate into the cranial cavity. This is possibly a kill because that strike caused a lot of brain damage.
All right, I'm gonna do the same strike as I did before, using the same edge as I did before, but I'm gonna use a little bit more power. Let's see what that can do. I think that just about did it.
Wow! Spiked went in, cracked the hell out of the skull. Oh my, how did that even happen? Look at this.
That's crazy.
Alright, so the spike went in all the way, and then the bat gave it some serious percussive damage, and because of that, this side of the skull is completely annihilated. Let's see if I can do the same thing with a probably inferior weapon on the other side of the head. So upon further inspection, this thing wiggles, which means I'm losing a lot of energy that I could be putting into the target. Another thing is you can move it down or up, but the problem is the higher you move it, the more it wiggles, the more of a chance it has to fail, even if you think you might have more leverage. The good thing about this weapon is we have another business end right here that is better fixed into the weapon, and it's more tapered, so that's probably going to do a lot more damage. Also, I am going for the parietal bone currently. I might have a better chance going for the temporal bone. So my choices are either I try a parietal bone strike with this, or I try a temporal bone strike with this. So I'm just gonna try to go parietal here first, and maybe I'll try to go for the temporal bone after Charles gets his shot at maybe destroying the head so much that I can't even do the temporal bone strike, but we'll see what happens. The last thing I'll mention is that I'm wearing gloves, so that should help. Yeah! That's how you do. Oh man, that side was so much better. I got zero vibration. Like, I probably didn't even need to wear gloves, okay? Because the weapon didn't just dance around as soon as I hit the target. It just went in. All of that energy went in. And look at that. Completely caved in the skull. If that would have been my first strike, it would have demolished it. Look. The entire skull has caved in. You see that? That's disgusting. See how gross that is? That's the parietal bone caving in and then demolishing that brain. Just squeezed it to death. So, oh my God, I'm really excited now, because at first I thought, oh man, this sucks, but it doesn't. It's actually pretty awesome if you wield it properly. So now you know, if you make this weapon, go for this end. And this one, now that it's all the way down, is actually not vibrating anymore. So this might work even better now that I put the piece all the way down into the weapon. What do you think?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just a few things to note about the spiked baseball bat. If you plan to make and or use this in the zombie apocalypse, just know that no matter what you do, these nails are going to bend, they're going to move around, they're going to, get messed up because it's made of mild steel, and it's better that they bend versus breaking, because if they break, you won't have them at all. And if this weapon does fail, you can always chip it apart and use it for firewood. Also, a normal baseball bat is probably going to be better to use than this because A, it's got spikes on it, bloody. If you hit yourself, you're infected. Plus, a normal baseball bat that doesn't have spikes in it has more integrity structurally than this bat because it has holes in it now, and now it could possibly split. And for my next trick, I'm going to be doing a horizontal strike to the front of the face just for fun. I want to see what it'll do. Let's do it. Man, that is so messed up looking. Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, so it got stuck. Got lodged in the cranial cavity. Got lodged in the mandible. Look at his skin.
Oh,
This is gonna be pretty gross, okay? I'm just warning you. Alright, so
wow.
jaw is cracked, big time. So the zombie can't bite you anymore. Not quite a kill, but it definitely made this zombie unable to attack you, essentially. Alright, so I moved this all the way down so I wouldn't get hardly any vibration at all, which means all of that energy can actually go into the target, and I'm going to try a horizontal strike to the temporal bone because that'll give me a really good chance of killing the zombie with a one-hit kill. This temporal bone right here is completely intact, so let's do this. Oh my god, that was effortless. Destroyed. Completely destroyed. In fact, it didn't even stop the weapon at all. I just kept going. That's crazy. That worked. As long as you get rid of the vibration of the weapon, it actually performs really well. And gloves help. Holding it with two hands helps. Alright, so we're about to discuss which one is the victor from the test that we just did. But before we do that, I just want to take a little bit of your time and thank Last Empire War Z for sponsoring this video and inspiring us to make these weapons and do these tests. Also, this weapon, thank you to Gear. You can see the link for Last Empire War Z and Gear in the description below, so feel free to check that out. Let's go with the pros and cons of each weapon and then pick a winner.
Yep, let's do it.
Alright, so the modified pipe wrench. You can wield it one-handed. That's pretty cool. It's lighter than the bat. That's pretty cool. When you take the vibration out of it, it actually performs decently well. And you can unmodify it and use it as a tool. So those would be the pros. The cons are if it vibrates, it hurts your hands. And it doesn't do a lot of damage to the Ivan head. And it's such a short weapon that you have to be really, really close to the zombie. And the closer you are to him, the closer his teeth are to you. Let's move on to that weapon.
And the pros of the spiked bat would be that it's got metal spikes on it and it has more reach than the pipe wrench. Also, like I said earlier, you can chop it up and use it for firewood if you need to. The cons are that these spiky bits could also impale you if you use it wrong. It's really hard to carry. You can't put a sheath on it or anything. You basically just have to carry it like this. The integrity of this weapon has been compromised due to the holes that we had to drill through it to put these nails in it. So if you use it for too long, as you can see, the spikes are gonna bend, that's definite, and you take a risk at cracking the bat, you know.
And eventually you will. The fact of the matter is, you can carry this however you want on your person, no big deal, that you can't, and you can kill zombies pretty much forever with this one, and this one is eventually going to fail. But you do get reach, you do get all of those things. So who do you think won?
Really, I think it's a tie.
Yeah.
They both have pros, they both have cons, and you know, different people are gonna want different kind of weapons.
Yeah.
So.
It definitely seems like a tie to me too. I mean, they both have pros, like he said. They both have cons, like he said. And none of them really seem to outweigh the other. But if you have a difference of opinion, again, we had that poll. So make sure you tell us what you think. Who should have won? Let us know. Again, special thanks to Last Empire War Z. Download it. Links is in the description. Special thanks to Gear. Check him out in the description. With another mind-blowing episode from Zombie Go Boom, I'm Chuck Murray.
I'm Charles Fultz.
And we will see you next time.